Salute, salute, salute. On my generals, on my lines, on my real men. Y'all already know what it is. Lions and men all day. I'm out here macking right now, chilling. Gotta address a couple of things. Not really address. I'm actually just gonna keep it pushing in the same direction I always do, and that's moving forward, never backwards. We're gonna jump into this whole serial slasher, big monster, slash, like literally living like a king while incarcerated. It's just real facts, it's just real talk. It's just 100% truth. You make a decision. Either your decision is gonna be that you're gonna be one of them individuals that's gonna always be in the box, or you're gonna be somebody that's in population doing things. So let's get into it. At the end of the day, in order for you to live in population, run a house, control your surroundings, you're gonna have to do more than just cut somebody. Violence is always respected. In prison, certain people don't respect nothing but violence in general. Forget about prison. They don't respect nothing but violence, period. It's just a fact. But at the end of the day, in order for you to survive in prison, everybody has to hit a switch. But let's get into these serial slashers, aka big monsters. The majority of them. Majority. Not the small apple size amount of real ones that dudes want to talk about. There's like a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a couple, yeah. But the majority of them could not live in population, bro. Because they would get done dirty. Period. They didn't know how to play chess. They was always playing checkers. If you're a serial slasher, these are the things that coincide with that. 1, that means you're gonna be a big monster. 2, you was a crash dummy. 3, you chasing notoriety. Those are the 3 things. So you either chasing notoriety, you're a big monster, you still gonna stay in the big, you never gonna be a population. Or you a crash dummy. Bosses, I can't even, how you a boss and you in the box? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I understand you think you hold weight because you can send kites out and dudes will be putting work in, right? This is another thing that goes inside with being a serial slasher that I admit. It's sacrifice. Sacrifice. You are sacrificing your freedom for notoriety or whatever it is that you believe in. And at the end of the day, I will ask you this now. Was it worth it? I sacrificed also, but I ain't sacrificed like the way Tank Heads sacrificed. The way a lot of y'all want all these homies y'all want to talk about the sacrifice, there was the Magoos. I ain't sacrificed like him. But what did I get? What did I get him? What did that get? To all the ones that was putting in all that work. What did that get them now? What, they about to start talking on YouTube? Be careful. It's a slippery slope, and I'm still learning as I go. And I'm a young lion when it comes to this YouTube shit. But not when it comes to the streets, and not when it comes to jail. So at the end of the day, dudes that are big monsters, dudes that are putting in work, serial slashers, they cutting everything that's moving. I'm cutting. A lot of them is scratches too, but a lot of people don't want to admit that. The scratches, half these dudes that they cut, they don't even got scars right now to this day because the cocoa butter already done healed the fucking wounds. They don't want to talk about that because you got tickets for it. You got charged for it. I admit, yeah, they was charging you for scratches. That's a fact. You get scratched, you're getting charged. That's a fact. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to know that you're not living in population no more. It's just not happening. Because you was a grimy ass dude. You was cutting a lot of people from behind the back. Setting a lot of people's up on some grimy, slimy shit. But I can't act like I ain't set niggas up either. I can't do that. I admit I have, but like, I ain't make a career of it. There's a big difference. And a lot of these dudes, just the serial slashers, they really thought they was playing chess. But they was playing checkers. Because you stayed in the box. Y'all really sacrificed yourselves for whatever cause. Whether it's the Bloods, whether it's the Crips, whether it's the Kings, whether it's the Folks, whatever gang. Dudes, you have to literally, the ones that was ringing bells, that was putting work in, that was catching cases back to back. Some of them was doing it not because they had to. None of them was doing it because they had to. They was doing it because they were sociopaths. They couldn't be in surroundings where they was dealing with other individuals that's a little bit more smarter than them, that could articulate themselves more better than them. They could make more moves more faster than them. And the only thing that they had in their advantage is that they was willing to like just take your head off, right? And I get that. When you're dealing with individuals like that, you have to hit the same switch. I get that. Or you go around it and let him line himself up, which a lot of them niggas did. They buried themselves in the jail, bro. Think about it. I would never glorify doing this. Like, I can't compare myself to a lot of these dudes that was catching wild cases in jail. No. But damn, if I'm lying, I caught two of them while in prison. Got charged while in prison. While I was still sentenced for another case, got resentenced for a whole, like, so it's like, I get it, but I don't learn, bro. I'm like, yo, I'd rather be in population doing my bid, fighting my case rather, because I was still on the island at this time, fighting my case. In population, running shit in population, eating, getting money, taking care of things like lawyer fees. You need money for lawyers, or you're getting your buns smoked loose. No pause, no homo. It's just your buns is getting smoked loose. You don't got money for a paid lawyer, but you putting all that work in. Y'all planting that flag, putting all that work in. No lawyer money. And then you listen to these dumbass dudes in jail, and dudes is literally listening to dudes I seen it myself. I was one of them that had dudes talking about, yo, take it to trial. Take it to trial. I said, what? For what? I did it. I know I did it, and they got me on video camera. Photo footage. I'm copping out. I got lucky because this is when they just first started charging people, and I wasn't one of the ones that wanted to keep getting charged. I'm trying to come home. Bigger fish to fry. It's all about the mindset, man. And this is the mindset. You're gonna be a big monster, you're gonna be a serial slasher, you're gonna hold weight in the box. You can sing kites and probably have some people like, put work in. But you in the box, starving, taking 3 showers a day. Yeah, you sacrificed all of that. I'm in population, eating bacon and eggs and toast for breakfast. I'm living like a king. I'm popping bottles. I'm going on a visit. I'm rolling up. I'm going out to the yard, and bro's like, yo, what up, Chulo? I'm like, yo, what up? Here. I'm really doing my bit. How I feel if you are forced or you're unfortunate to do a bit. How you supposed to do a bit? You don't turn a big into a bigger big. That's ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Those can't sit here and say that they wasn't ignorant when they was catching them charges, because I know I was ignorant, which I wasn't. So y'all knew what y'all was doing, y'all ain't care. That means you just didn't care. You know what that is? You know what else coincides with being a serial slasher or a big monster? Always going on suicide missions, man. That was the difference between a lot of the Bloods and the Kings also. We wouldn't send dudes on suicide missions. We would do our best to make sure you get away with it. You get away with that. The reason why you keep all your tickets in jail, let's articulate this and put this in a proper format. The reason why those like me and those that was putting work in, those whatever side of the fence you was repping, keep their tickets in jail, is because when you get packed up from one facility to another, you could avoid a lot of order waiting for you to come through and your paperwork to come through. So you just provide the paperwork. Yo, toma, I got that. So look, the tickets is all bragging points for jail. That's what the tickets is for. Order infractions, order assault, the cut-ins, the fights, getting it popping with the police, starting a yard, a riot in the yard, doing whatever you was doing. All those tickets, I had tickets like that. Police almost killed me in the yard. I had my face buried in the motherfucking snow. I talked about that. I ran the yard, tossed the rat. I couldn't breathe. I kept that ticket. You know why? Because I knew when I left that jail, that was like kind of like, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but then it was cool points. Yo, look, damn, look at what Chulo did. Yeah, Chulo about that shit. He ain't scared. I did what I had to do not to catch a charge. Because if I would have got caught with that motherfucking iron, that would have been a whole nother charge. And I would have not came home when I came home. So, being a serial slasher, being a big monster, chasing notoriety, going on suicide missions, thinking you playing chess, but you're really playing checkers. Or you just move like a king and you live like a king. What would you decide, man? It's wild homies, that's not a lot. There's a lot of the homies that was doing a lot of stupid shit, so they buried themselves in the box. Period. There's a lot of kings that was doing a lot of stupid shit, and now they just physically fucked up. And the ones that was putting a lot of work in, a lot of them branched off from the nation. And they started doing individual things. And just started being family men. And left it alone. Because they was like, you know, it wasn't worth it no more. Things was changing. But let me ask all of y'all this. The Wildcats, the Tank Heads, the MKs. Well, I can't really say MK. All the known shooters, the CKs, all the ones that were supposed to putting all this work in, putting all that work and putting all that pain in for the homies. UBM, Brims, Stones, all that shit. Non-Trade, GKB, all of y'all. All the ones that known ones. Was it worth it? I want to ask y'all that. Y'all think it was worth it? What y'all doing now? You see, I asked that say this. I'm not trying to glorify any of the things that I did or that I experienced while I was in prison. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm all about the youth. I am all about the youth for my kids and people that are seeing this. But the one thing that I realize is the youth is gonna perceive it and digest it the way that they're gonna perceive it and digest it. So I could be here speaking all humble, talking about I'm all about the youth, but you know what? The minute I'm talking about my stories and the things that I did and the things that I've seen is very ignorant, very negative. And I do try to get as detailed as possible. The individuals that are listening to the content that I'm saying, talking about, it's all on them on how they digest it and how they feel. Y'all come to your own conclusions, believe it or not. Like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like I'm just automatically gonna change people's lives. Even if I'm trying to talk to the youth. If I was really just talking directly to the youth, which I'm not just talking directly to the youth. I'm talking to the adults. I'm talking to the old heads. I'm talking to the youth also. They follow. But at the end of the day, they're gonna perceive it and acknowledge this shit the way that they want. I'm not gonna go out my way to paint a picture that's rosy and flowers on my side of the fence, meaning the things that I seen, the things that I did. Because no matter what, they're gonna digest it how they digest it. Everybody's an individual, bro. You either feel it or you don't, man. You respect it or you don't. And if you don't, kick rocks, keep it pushing. It's very simple. And if you do, stay in tune. Cause I ain't gonna mislead you. I ain't talking no extra shit like a lot of dudes be talking about. Living like a king or sacrifice it all for nothing. You feel me? Living like a king everywhere you go. Or sacrifice it for nothing. Now, let's not get it twisted or misconstrued. I do understand also that when you're young, you're not as disciplined. See, when my thing is this, when we talking about 20s already, like I don't give a fuck about all that young boy shit no more. It's out the window. I started early in Rikers Island. Like I said, now 6, now 7, now 8. Back to back. Like, I can't sit here and act like at the end of the day, I didn't learn from other people's mistakes and my own mistakes. Because I did. And when I came through and I started evolving, when I came through on my 2000, January 26, 2000 is when I got reincarcerated. I was home a couple of months. I'm not talking about street stuff. This is my only warning to all of y'all that's about to start. Be careful about what you talk about when you come to that street stuff. Listen, I'm not talking about nothing that's gonna incriminate anybody or incarcerate anybody. For the record, please. I am not trying to put nobody in prison, and I will not be speaking about anything that is not covered by the statute of limitations. That's not happening. Never will happen. I can't say the same for a lot of these other dudes, especially like some of y'all, when you're home, y'all talking a little reckless, like, relax. It's the only time I'm gonna advise you. Even if you don't wanna hear it, don't talk about street stuff, bro. Especially if people ain't living and breathing, man. It's not smart. Don't bring up no type of situation, in your window, anything indirectly, like, yo, I remember, no, I was around. No, dog, don't. And that's the only time I'm gonna give you some advice. Maybe some of the little niggas, the little homies that you fucking with should have told you that, but I'm gonna tell you that now. Don't do that, bro. Cause the boys is watching. They watching. I know they watching. They definitely watching. I don't give a fuck because I'm not doing nothing that's gonna incriminate me to put me back in prison, bro. I don't give a fuck because I'm not trying to talk about anything that's gonna restart something that's gonna cause violence. At the end of the day, I'm moving forward, never move backwards. And at the end of the day, everybody want to talk about serial slashes and dudes that been putting work in. Where they at? Some of them now, after sacrificing how much time, like, look, I wasn't a serial slasher. I caught 2 jail cases. I did numerous bids, I can't lie. I got 2 state numbers. Actually, technically 3 with the new bid, but it's really 2 state numbers, 97A and the 01A. Y'all just see the math, right? Like, it's right there. I came home and right back. And in 2000, January 26th, I landed in OBCC. OBCC. The bloods was everywhere. Them niggas had all the, like, it was everywhere. By this time, BBK's out and popping, the main ones putting in work. Same for LKG. They the ones out and popping, putting in work in a handful. I say a handful because it was a handful of bloodlines was putting in that work. Not everybody that was bloodline was putting in work. Not everybody that was BBK, I guess I can't say everybody was BBK, LKG, but the ones that I know, the ones that I was around, they was. And I'm gonna leave y'all on that note, twins. I'm gonna post this. Probably gonna do a live later on tonight. So like around 9 o'clock. If I don't, I'll do it tomorrow. But keep in mind, at the end of the day, it's all about moving forward, never moving backwards, twins. I don't care what these dudes talk about. I ain't got no reason to cap, and I never will. I was gonna talk about, when I was in the house with Mickey Mouse, Chill, that, because that was like one of the houses that was like, it was real, I don't want to say notorious, but we just had this shit on smash, but that was just only one house. But I was in that house for a minute, and I got a lot of stories to talk about in that house. And I got a lot of dudes that was in and out that house. Murder from Brooklyn, homie, he was right underneath us. What was that? We was in, that's the West building, I think West, 5 West or some shit like that. And, cause there's like there was 3 floors, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, in Old Boy. They was in the building with me, my man. All your old homies, man, they know me. They definitely probably gonna not wanna acknowledge that they know me. But you know what? I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say some of them is. Some of the ones that I fuck with is real enough that when they see this and they see this, they gonna be like, yeah, I remember that nigga. How can you fucking not? I was there. I was there. The whole 2000. Bacon, OBCC, all the way 2001. That's when I went up north. You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all already know what it is. Lions and Men. Salute to all my generals, all my lines, on my room, man. Nothing but love and support for all of y'all. Hit me up on the gram, John J748. That's John J748. I'll definitely accept. I'm gonna be posting some stuff on the gram also. Other than that, y'all already know what it is. Black and gold never fold, twin. Boom.